I'm sure some people here remember this. I was living on Kauai at the time, and I flew over to stay at a girlfriend's house. I think it was 84. And about 1:30 in the morning, somebody woke us up and said, "You've got to go outside and look." And Mauna Loa was like a fountain. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but it was. Then we went to bed, and the next morning we thought we dreamt it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, actually, yeah, Mauna Loa, 83, it went off, and then, 84 is when the Kilauea Iki started going, not Kilauea, the Pu'uo event. I know I moved here. I came here on vacation in 1985. This was my 50th state to come to. And I said, I'm home. I flew back to Washington, D.C. I quit my job. I sold my house and moved here. And on February 3rd, I moved here. And this was back when the volcano, Pu'u was fountaining, shooting. That was really exciting. But it's provided us with a lot of entertainment over the years. Okay.
Before there was a rift zone eruption.
There was a rift zone eruption before?
Yeah, I woke up my husband and I said, look, that's just a fire. It was massive,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
It wasn't. Well, we've been through some things here. Right now, I noticed that leaving Waikoloa, you'll see the big sign that says "Extremely Dangerous Fire." Right? We are in our. Lisa, was it our April meeting where we had the Firewise Hawaii people come? Which is part of what we do too, is we help educate you about stuff. These people told us that in a map of the United States of America, if you looked at the whole United States, there would be certain spots that are red spots in terms of high fire danger. All of them west of the Mississippi, of course. But you see them little dots, and then you come over on the big island of Hawaii, and you see a big red area. So it's something we need to be very mindful of. We've been through the earthquake, which was, our school was shut down for the longest of any school in the state. We were pretty hit hard by it because it was only 18 miles off. The epicenter was right off here. And these, Ken, I'm going to talk to you about this. These ceiling things, these are a false ceiling, and in the earthquake, it was all over. Thank goodness it happened on a Sunday and not on a Monday, because those aren't very heavy, but getting hit in the head by one, I'm sure was, and there wasn't any place in the school that wasn't fairly seriously affected. So we shut down. The church opened. Well, we did open back up, but we opened up with the use of the church as well, because we still couldn't completely open a week and a half later. So I'm going to bring this to an end. We are.
Community announcements.
I'm not leaving without doing the announcements, but thank you. I'm going to bring this to an end, and I'm going to do the announcements. That's why I'm walking to get my clipboard. Oh, I put it over here. No, that's how I was going to bring it to an end. I do have some important community. You guys, I've been so looking forward to this. I do think this is a really fun thing. I think that maybe it's something we want to look at, because there's a lot of stories, and not all you guys, I want to really thank you. These were great stories. They were really good. There are contemporary great stories. This spring, I walked in, and we have an administrative meeting every Friday morning, and I had walked in, and I was just plugging in, and we hadn't really started yet, and I was telling the principal, I said, blah, 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 this just happened with this kid. Now, we now have, be still my heart, we now have junior kindergartens at Waikoloa School. So if you are 5 between the August 1st and December 31st, you come and you're in a class that you're actually going to spend a second year in kindergarten, you're going to loop for maturity reasons. We opened the school, well, they projected it at 280, right? We actually opened at 320. We now have almost 800 kids. Now, we did add 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. We did that 5 years ago. Our kids used to go my children did elementary school here, middle school at Waimea Middle, and then high school at Kalikei High School. So as adolescents, they had to change communities 3 times, and that's very hard on adolescents. So we're extremely happy to have that here. I think I've lost my train of thought, but that's all right.
Beast down my heart.
Beast down. So let me move on to the announcements. I'll probably remember it, tonight in the middle of the night. So, at any rate, like I think I was saying, this is fun, and I do want us. I know I'm telling this story that I'm telling to Chris. So I'm telling her this story about a disciplinary incident with a junior kindergartner. Now, I just got to tell you, every story about a 4 going on 5-year-old kid is hysterical. And it's like, they did what? And she said, she's just laughing her head off. She said, you have got to write a book. She said it would sell like hotcakes. So there are a lot of contemporary funny stories and things that we could share. And part of what we're doing here is networking and doing the talk stories. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I know I could find that thought. Okay. These are my closing important announcements. Number 1, vote in the primary on August the 13th, August 11th. Do not miss this. Okay, don't go on the 13th, the polls will be closed. August the 11th, be sure you vote. This is very important. We did have, recently we had a candidates forum here for the county council members. Bill was here. He was one of the people who was here with us that night. I would say, and Margaret Wiley, right back here, was here. I will say that one of the candidates mentioned that Waikoloa needed to say what they wanted, and I wanted to hold up our community development plan and let them know that we have said that. So be sure you vote. I have good news. A group of us have a leadership committee here in Waikoloa, and we had said, in case you don't know this, we have a fabulous, beautiful new park in Kamakoa, which is the unbuilt workforce housing that is here. But it got blessed November of last year. It's got a giant soccer field. It's got a baseball diamond. It's got bathrooms. It's got handicap parking. It's huge. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's not open. It's blessed but not open because it is supposed to go Paneola extension here. Paneola is supposed to extend and it goes there. The only way you can get there now, and usually the gate is locked, is to drive through Paneola Estates, which, by the way, is a heavily residential area with lots of children. We don't want that. So our group got together. We got a petition. We wrote a letter to the mayor. In a couple of weeks, we got over 300 people signed a petition, sent it off to the mayor. I sent a cover letter. He said, I'm going to be calling you, Mailer, and I talked to him. I'm authorized to tell you that good news will be coming soon, and that sometime next week we should have an announcement about that, and I'm expecting it to be very positive. So hopefully the construction is going to begin. Lisa, I don't have a date on our next meeting. We will be having another community meeting like this in October 19th. October the 19th. The Lions Club has asked me to announce that they have a monthly meeting on the first Tuesday of every month. They meet at 6:30 at Banji's, the clubhouse, Lester. Another announcement comes to you from Mike Fisher. He is when we did the community development plans, one of the two key differences on the community development plans, or we hope, than every other planning thing that has ever happened that kind of gets done and put on a shelf, is that there is an action committee that is supposed to implement the rolling out of the plan, and it was an ordinance, not just a resolution. So Mike Fisher is head of the South Kohala Community Action Plan, and I have to get to this thing because it's a little... Okay, so this Monday, July the 23rd at 5 p.m. at Waikoloa Church, John Hoover, the minister there, is also on the Action Committee, and they have an agenda that includes a 1-hour presentation about the state and national registries of historic places, with Dr. Ross Stevenson presenting. He's a historian from the Architecture Department of the State Historic Preservation. And Mike Vatuzik, who is the State Historic Preservation Division's archaeologist. Vatuzik has done a whole lot of research in the Kohala area, where it's just rich with architectural, archaeological items, and Rick Gimrick of the National Park Service. So that will be a nice opportunity for you. If you have nothing to do on Monday night, like your teachers didn't come back to work that day. And I've done that one. And I have good news from Flower. This is not Flower People, this is not the hippies. Flowers is the Friends of the Library of Waikoloa or something like that. Betty Bird. What is it?
Friends of the Library of
Waikoloa region.
Friends of the Library of Waikoloa region. Okay. And they have done, as you may or may not know, there is a bookmobile that is permanently parked by the tennis court, and you can go there 24/7. It's on an honor system. You can go. The doors are just open. You go in, you drop a book off, you take a book up, you take them to your granddaughter. It's all good. But the good news that she wanted me to tell you is that the stable lease is happening. Do I have that right, Betty?
No, got it back.
Oh, I have it backwards?
You have it backwards.
Okay.
The stable lease was discontinued 3 years early, and so the $800,000 that was put in the CIP by the state to begin work on the grounds, to put our library, will now, the paperwork, the legal documents will begin.
Okay, so that's good news. Okay, it's not that, we wanted the stable lease to end so we could get the library going. Is that right?
There will be a stable entity someplace up there. It just won't be what it is now, where it is.
Okay.
So
We're going to get a library.
Library sooner than
Sometime before I die.
Yes.
And that was part of the WBA working with
Yes,
Flower. So
Yeah.
Roger is here, our new general manager. He's sitting right over here.
If you will read your
Right.
August breeze, you will find out a little bit more about it and all the people who participated.
So,
in
if
getting
you check the
stuff.
Waikoloa Breeze,
Yes.
and Roger, I'm going to see if your mnemonic device helped me. Hold on. Worsick?
Yes.
Did I do good? Roger Worsick back here. He is our new manager for Waikoloa Village Association, right here. And thanks for helping us get this going for a library, and we're very appreciative of that. The other thing that Betty wants me to tell you is that there's been a project they've been working on that is a spin-off of something that National Public Radio did called This We Believe, Hawaii Island, Waikoloa region. Betty's holding up a thing. And read the next reads for more information. It's called what?
It's called a book.
Oh, she's holding up a book. Yeah, that would be the library part. Okay. If there are no further announcements, oh, Margaret?
Yeah, just tomorrow there's going to be a candidates debate in Waimea being led by Mike Price, the South Kohala Traffic Safety Committee. It's the County Council, the 4 candidates, including myself and Bill, at 9 a.m. and 10 o'clock. There's the mayors, and there'll be prosecutors, and anyway, and I believe the state senators may be just submitting.
And what's the location, Margaret?
And it's the community. It's in the civic center room next behind the police station.
Okay, so you know when you go into the, you pass the hospital, is that right? Let's get the location straight. So 9 a.m. tomorrow in Waimea, just after you've left one of the great farmers markets up there, or come to ours over here. Location?
It's at the community center by the park.
Okay, so when you come into Waimea and you come to the intersection where the gas stations are and you curve to go on Kauai Road and by the park, right?
Yes.
When you're coming in, the park is on your right. The next one will be, that will be the community center, and right, it'll be across from the St. James Complex and whatever Daniel Tabose is now called. Whatever it's called.
They're coming, the mayor candidates, mayoral candidates at about 1 o'clock. But
Okay, so it's county council candidates at 9, mayoral council,
I'm not sure.
followed by mayoral councils, and then we also have a Senate race. For those of you who don't know, I guess Waimea is like Waikoloa. One of you guys may know this, but Waikoloa used to be represented by State Senator Josh Green, and we're not going to be anymore. So there's a contest for that race, and they will be there. Yes?
And that, we'll have a lunch break, so it's not like all day there. You can go to the part you most want to hear, or you can go to it all and there'll be a lunch.
Okay, so they're not going to ask you to do a fast. All right, I want to again thank all of you so much for being here tonight. Let's give our speakers one more round of applause.
I don't think, I have no idea.
Videographer.
Hey, you, well, no, I don't think I...
That's not on, right?
Yes, it is.
But of course it is. I mean, I'm cutting all this out anyway because it was just basically for the talk story. How are you, Wesley? I'm getting a spin of all the people, and then I'm gonna get Helion out.